Guys, a couple of weeks ago I did a makeup tutorial that involved brows that I call Hollywood brows, and a lot of people said that they'd never seen that technique done before, and could I do an in-depth tutorial. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to aim really, really hard not to let the camera go out of focus. You don't need very many products with this at all. You're going to need a glass of water, a bar of soap, and a clean spoolie. Then if you do need to fill your brows in after that, which I do because you can see they're very sporadic, I'm using a gel. This one is Illamasqua and the colour is Fair. And I'm using an Anastasia No. 7 brush, which I found is the best for this. Sorry for the minimal makeup on the rest of my face, but obviously we start with brows. I put a little bit of eyeshadow on and a little bit of liner so I'm not scaring you. Right, okay, so spoolie. We're going to take that in a little bit of water like that, and then I'm going to rub that into the soap until we get a good kind of mixture on there. And you'll see that on my spoolie there. It's like a kind of clear paste. Very, very carefully brush that through the brows. Now this technique has been done for years and years and years in Hollywood. If you look at the old kind of photos, you'll see that they often wore their brows like this and then filled them in. And obviously it eliminates the need for quite so many products, because you really just put in soap in your brows, and then most people probably wouldn't need to fill them in afterwards. For me, it's a great way of getting fuller brows because all the brows aren't laying on top of each other. They're laying up, so you get a lot more width with your brow. And you can keep quite a natural brow if you don't like that sort of Instagram brow look. Now you'll see I'm just using my finger just to flatten that soap to my skin, and the brows will lay completely flat. And although this looks like a lot of work, it's really not a lot of work. This would take me 3 minutes in the morning. My brows stay in place all day because of the soap. We're done with the spoolie and the soap. Now we're moving on to our little brow brush. This actually has a spoolie on the end if you want to use that, but I like to have a separate one. And then our gel. So you need a very small amount of this on your brush, and then I would advise that you tap it out on your hand and you work from your hand because you don't want any lumps in this. What you can do is just start to fill in little lines underneath the brow. One of the things I really love, and I think is really important about brows, is to see the texture of the brow. That's why I'm not the biggest fan of that kind of really blocky filled in brow, because I like to be able to see the brow hairs. It gives you so much more versatility when you're doing a makeup look if you've got softer brows. Otherwise everything ends up looking very done. So my aim in life is always to have the most natural looking filled in brows I can. Now just use the other end of my spoolie just to soften it. So that's one brow done. You can probably see the difference. So you can really make your brows quite a lot fuller, and they can look kind of quite normal and quite natural when you use this technique. If you find that the soap goes kind of dandruffy over time during the day, then you need to use less soap, more water. Or you might need to change the soap. I always find that these clear soaps work really well. Can you see how that's kind of, I know it looks yellow, but it's kind of clear. So soaps like Pears work really well for this. I'm just going to do the other one really quickly. One other thing is that although I didn't get much soap on the skin, you might find that you do until you get used to doing it. So just take a wipe around the edges and just underneath, so that when you're drawing on the skin with your product, it doesn't stick to the soap and not your skin, because it can give you kind of an uneven texture. Well, it doesn't matter if it's a bit uneven, because brows are. But sometimes when you're doing these brows, you're going to want some kind of nice neat lines as well. It's good to get a variation of softer ones and sharper ones, because that's how brows look. And you can fill them in as dark as you want. I just made them a little darker. I'm just going to work a little bit of concealer in, just so I don't look quite so tired. Now, most important thing with these brows is that you don't put any colour through the top line. So where you've done all the work with the soap to get this lovely kind of fluffy top line, do not ruin it by going through and putting like a solid bold line. You've got to keep that. Underneath line, absolutely fine, whatever you do with that. You can make it even quite solid and quite blocky if you want, but the top line needs to be soft and fluffy. I try and keep it all a little bit soft and fluffy, because that's generally how brows look, and I'm really much more into makeup kind of enhancing what you have rather than masking it and redrawing it in. Okay, I've popped a little bit of concealer on. I'm now going to use a little bit of Dew the Hoola from Benefit, which is like a cream bronzer, just to give myself a little bit of colour, and then I'm ready to go with a bit of lip balm. So whack some of this over. So these brows really come into play in the summer, because when you want to wear a soft, fresh look like this just every day, those kind of strong, bold, kind of stenciled on brows just really throw this look. So something really, really soft and light works really well. And also looks really, really elegant in the evening with a smoky eye. So give it a go. Let me know how you get on. Also, one other thing, some people seem to have some concerns about using soap on their skin. I've never had any reactions to it. As far as I know, it's safe. But as with all products, if you ever get the slightest indication that your skin feels uncomfortable, take it off immediately. And that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.